everybody, it's Nicole. I am back answering more viewer questions, and I have received all your emails, and thank you so much for how much you appreciate all of the videos. And I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get another video out there to you. As any parent knows, the end of the summer, oh my goodness, getting these kids ready for school and back to school. But tomorrow morning, all 5 of my kids will be back at school, and I'll be more available. Okay, so for the purposes of today, I have picked 2 questions. I get a lot of questions, but a lot of them have similar themes. So I decided to group 2 general themes together and address them today. The first question has to do with structural abnormalities. So one of my viewers writes something along the lines of, if you have a general structural abnormality, like a bulging disc, or like I have a spondylolisthesis, or if let's say you have cartilage rubbing up against itself in the knee, when we have our x-rays and our MRIs and we have structural issues within our bodies, and her question was interesting, she said, can this method erase those problems? So my first answer to that question is erase. Well, no, not technically, meaning that if you took an MRI of my spine right now, it would look exactly the same, if not, I guess, potentially worse than it did 25 years ago, and then it did maybe 10 years ago the last time I had it filmed. But that doesn't mean that you have to have pain. What Dr. Sarno suggested is that we all take bumps and bruises as we grow, and we're all shaped differently. Our bodies don't necessarily look like the skeleton you saw in science class growing up, but that doesn't mean you need to be in pain. So what I would say in terms of this work, done correctly and with the proper journal speak, is that it might not erase the way your body looks technically on the inside, but it will erase the symptoms associated with that problem. It's funny, I saw a friend yesterday, we were on the boardwalk with the kids, and I said, if you put your fingers down my spine, you can feel where my spine is abnormal, and she felt it, and she was like, ew! And it's true. I have no back pain. I was disabled in back pain, and I have no back pain. Yeah, I'm sure my spine doesn't look like a perfect glowing example, but it ends up that it doesn't matter. And I know this is a real departure from some of the ways we have been taught to think. And so the question I always ask you is, how long would you like to suffer? This is your life. You get to lead it any way you choose. And if something that you do can alleviate your pain, does it really matter that your discs look like they're bulging? What if it doesn't matter? How crazy is that? What if it doesn't matter? So that's what I will say in terms of that first question and all the related questions I have received around the way your films look, your MRIs, your different ways you've been told by doctors that you aren't right. I say, what if it doesn't matter? So that's the first thing I want to say in response to that question. The second question I had, and I get this question a lot in different forms, is how can I do this without you? How can I do this without having you actually in the room with me? Because one of the things I write in my book is I can't be a therapist in the room with you, but read this book and maybe in some way I can be. And people read the examples of my client success stories and they say, but wait, these people worked with you. So here's what I want to say to inspire those people. I want to say that yes, the inspired stories in the book and that I write about obviously are people I have known. But I get hundreds of emails from people who have just read the book and have been able to journal themselves to a pain-free life. I want to tell you how possible this is. How many people write to me and say, I wish I knew you, but I actually didn't need to know you. I had it in me all along, It's like Dorothy, but it's true. So I want to inspire you that you can do this, that if you make your lists, if you attend to your own feelings by doing the journal speak and all of these phrases. If you haven't watched my prior videos or if you haven't read my book, might not make sense, but go ahead and go do that for yourself. Give yourself that gift because it's possible for you too. I have these conversations with people all the time, people who saw my most recent TV appearance and are coming up to me and saying, oh my goodness, I really related to what you had to say. And they said, but how is this going to work? This isn't going to make big money for anyone. This isn't like a new drug that's coming out or a new surgery that's going to heal you in a simpler fashion. How can you possibly spread this idea far and wide when it's not going to make many people money? And I say, well, here's the deal. This is your life. So it might not work for everybody, but I'm here to tell you with an open and full heart that it can work for you. So what do you choose? And if millions of people each choose for themselves, then we have a movement here, then we have a revolution, and that's what I would like to inspire. So with that, I will close this session for today, but please keep sending me your questions, and I will do my very best to come back here really soon and address more of them. And I wish you peace and strength on your journey because I know it isn't easy, but it is possible. All right, see you soon. Bye.